My name is Anthony and I'm part of SLIC. I'm in grade 12 currently. Entering grade 12, everyone around me was kind of applying to the same schools, so then I kind of decided to tag along. In my past years, I discovered that I really like business, but I wasn't 100% sure of it. So I took a lot of science courses in case if I wanted to go in science, and I also took a lot of elective courses if I wanted to go in something like arts. The process was pretty stressful because I felt everyone had different extracurriculars or better grades than me, so I always felt the need to constantly compare myself.
Hi, I'm Ayus. I go to Fraser Heights Secondary. I'm in grade 9 and I've been a part of SLIC for almost a full year now. My plans for after high school are still kind of a blur to me. I don't know what I really want to be doing. One thing I've also thought about quite a bit is kind of just the fear of going on the wrong path and I figured out it's not what I want to do at all.
Hi, I'm Hamid. I'm in grade 11 and I go to Queen Elizabeth. After grade 12, I'm not going to have as much guidance as I have now, so that kind of worries me. My biggest fear would be that I don't get into the universities that I want to get into, or like my grades aren't good enough. So if I didn't get into university, I would have to change my career path.
My name is Neil Mata and I go to Qualton Park Secondary. I'm in grade 11. I'm kind of worried about getting into a good paying job because I know most decently paying jobs are requiring a post-secondary, like for example working at the City of Surrey, I believe. To work in like the Health Communities Office, like what Sherry's doing, you need a university degree or at least to be working on one. I worry a little bit about are my grades going to be good enough? Is a B average going to get me there with volunteer work? Because I've heard like stories on social media and stuff of people who go above and beyond crazy amounts of activities they do to be able to get into university. I'm like, if that's what I'm competing with, will I make it?
Hi, my name is Iris U and I'm in grade 12 and I go to Holy Cross Regional High School. For me, moving out isn't really an issue for me because I like to experience new things and make new friends. But I think the biggest scary thing for me is finding out what I want to do, I guess, because all of my ideas have been kind of about all around the place. So I kind of want to find something that I'm really extremely passionate about. Thankfully, my parents are really open and they aren't the stereotypical, like just you have to become a doctor or anything like that. But they're open to anything as long as I work hard for it and I'm interested in it.
My name is Sukdeep. I'm in grade 11 and I go to Princess Margaret Secondary. One of my biggest fears about not getting into university are what will my life look like if I don't go enter post-secondary, what would I do and what challenges I would face if I didn't go to university. I'm most worried about how I would keep up with the academics there. I'm trying to be as optimistic as I can and trying to develop the habits that will help me at post-secondary. However, post-secondary is filled with surprises, so only time will tell.
My name is Chris Black and I'm a school counselor at École Salish. In retrospect, I think the thing that I did well was to just start somewhere. And for me, that was starting with something that I was really interested in. And by doing that and going for further education in that area, I was able to learn about something I really liked. And then I followed the next path, where that took me, and just kind of went with it to see where I ended up. So I wish I learned earlier that the only person responsible for my happiness is me. And conversely, I'm not responsible for anybody else's happiness. And so I think if I had learned that earlier, I think that would have been very helpful.
My name is Ikra and I'm an engineering student at the University of British Columbia. I think the biggest advice that I could give there's a couple pieces actually for high school students. First of all, I think you should plan ahead and try to use all the resources that are available, like the career teacher at your school, and then there's also the career planning class, and the whole point of the class is actually to get you thinking about your future and what you want to do after high school. Also, I would recommend trying to surround yourself with people that you know care about their future and are trying to be productive and have a positive life after high school. And lastly, I would say put in the effort and really work hard and don't look for shortcuts. If you do all of that, hopefully you will find the right path for you.
My name is Ravina Oberoi. I'm the owner of Just Cakes Bake Shop. I'm a head cake decorator and pastry chef there, and I make cakes all day. So in high school, I felt really alone and awkward and isolated, and I found like solace and my therapy in the kitchen. I gravitated towards shows like Food Network shows, cake decorating shows, or YouTube videos, and that was just kind of like my way of kind of releasing the stress that was high school. And slowly, before I knew it, I just, took this love of mine of baking and things like that, and kind of started a side business doing, just baking things from home and selling them to friends and family. Every single thing that maybe I failed at or made a mistake, I've been able to learn incredible lessons from. So I think that's a huge mindset shift as well that I feel is so important, that if you're able to see times of failure or times of mistakes as just opportunity for growth, that will only help you in the future. So there's definitely a lot of mistakes I made, whether they be financial mistakes or mistakes in how I set up my business initially, or mistakes with, so many different things. But you learn from them and you grow.
I'm Amy Johnson. I am the manager of COVID safety at Diversity Community Resources Society. Don't discredit what you do, what your volunteer experience and your community experience has done for you. You think about even being in a 2-hour meeting, you're collaborating with others, you're problem solving, you're networking, you're building connections. Event planning, as a young person to plan an event for people, over 100 people, that is a significant skill building, significant accomplishment. And so as a SLIC member, you need to soak that all up and be very proud of yourself, because that is the experience that you're going to take with you into post-secondary and into your work career. My advice is to find something you're really passionate about and stick with it, because that is where you're going to find your mentors.
My name is Brendan Graham and I'm a teacher. I think one of the biggest pressures I felt was internally, and I thought that I just thought I was never smart enough. And even when I thought about being a teacher, I thought it was just so out of my own personal realm of something I wouldn't be able to achieve. And so I think I needed to learn and to age and to mature a little bit, to think like, oh yeah, I think I could do this. I would tell my high school self to get involved in my true passion and to volunteer and not be afraid of what other people think. So that if you're interested in drama, art, volunteering in the community, starting a business, do it. And don't be worried about what other people think, because those people probably won't be in your life for much longer than your high school years.
My name's Shauna Narayan. I am 24 years old and I am a UBC graduate student. I'm studying in the Master of Science program in experimental medicine. So I'm a child of immigrants, and I think a lot of people that identify that way feel some kind of internal pressure in trying to make your parents' sacrifices worthwhile, and definitely felt some of those pressures, but my parents are very supportive and I'm very privileged in that way, because some people may not have supports like I do. Although high school can seem like everything at that moment, university provides so many different opportunities for you, and it's something that I never would have imagined myself to do when I was in high school. And so I think just kind of opening yourself up to the different opportunities and experiences and kind of jumping into that can be a really cool experience, and I don't think that's something that I really recognized as a high school student.